Hi, gang. Rob here. It is the evening of 18 December 2025, just 1 week until Christmas. It's Thursday night at 9. Must be time for a knife sale on the TheApostleP channel. How convenient. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, as usual. First off, I'll need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. And the video description is very important to these weekly sales. Let's go over what's in there. First off, at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, so especially if you're new to this weekly event, give that a look. It will make this whole process go much more smoothly for you. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That would pertain to you if you're interested in moving along some of your collection so you can buy more knives, and you'd like to use this weekly sale to do it. It explains how everything works from the consignor's perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And it's a really good time to send in your dull knives for sharpening, because I'm having a free return postage sale with some limitations based on quantity per package. But you can save yourself some cash if you get them done now. And backlog is pretty low. So those 3 links will be at the top, and then the terms of the sale will appear in the middle of the description. At the very bottom, you're going to see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side and pricing down the right. Now, in that pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price to the right will be the price of your knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening this week for the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. Now, if you want your knife sharpened but you don't fall into the first 4, no big deal. It'll ship in a couple weeks. If you see the word sold, all caps, exclamation point, in lieu of a price for any given item, that means it's been bought and paid for by its new owner. So there's no need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it about anything marked sold. I think that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms of the sale up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First off, we've got 4 leftovers from last week. You guys cleaned up the leftovers after my heads up video yesterday. Bought a couple, which is good. We're going to kick it off with one from Hinderer Knives, made in the USA, in the tiny box, which might indicate that it contains a half track, and it does. In CPM MagnaCut, this particular half track, which is on a tri-way pivot, has the Wharncliffe blade. You're also going to get with your knife a Hinderer sticker. Yeah. And here's the piece of cutlery. So the half track is a short stubby Hinderer titanium frame lock with an overlaid Hinderer milled black G10 scale on the show side. The modular backspacer system on this knife just has the standoffs. Everything's stonewashed on this knife. Here's your business side of the knife. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Hinderer lock bar stabilizer. Right hand tip up pocket clip. Ball bearings are installed. Flipping action is amazing. There's your MagnaCut blade. 2 13/16 inches of blade, 3 7/8 inches of handle. Lock engagement is beautiful and rock solid. Ball bearing action, just fine. Centering, perfect. Condition, near mint to like new in box. They are out of stock new. Sold listings on eBay for for a Wharncliffe MagnaCut half track ranged between 448 and 615. We ran this one last week at 365, didn't sell, dropped it to 335 last weekend. It's still here. Let's go 310 this week. 335 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the half track Wharncliffe and MagnaCut from Hinderer. Next up, we have a knife with a bonus. The knife is from Southern Grind. It is the Big Mama Jama, the Bad Monkey, in, I guess I would call that a fine anso pattern milling. And I like how the cuts kind of converge in congress with each other down the middle. Beautifully done set of scales. Pocket clip will be right hand tip up only. Knife opens with thumb studs. Rides on phosphor bronze washers. Look at that stunning Tanto blade in Sandvik 14C28N. Kind of a low saber grind. Beautiful grinding on this knife. And I like how, I'll try not to put my cut in the shot. This section right here is sharp. Blade length is 3 15/16. The handle is 5 3/16. Titanium liner lock. Locking up early and securely. Action is phosphor bronze smooth. Centering is perfect. We'll call it near mint to like new. No box. They are out of stock with the OD green scales. PVK has black in stock for $255. So we ran this one last week at $195, didn't sell, dropped it to $175 for the weekend. This week's price is going to be $160 like it is, $185 sharpened. And we're going to throw in from Want to New Inc. their TK3 first responder tool, rescue tool. Looks like it's made out of a carbon-rich fiberglass reinforced nylon. Looks like there's an O2 wrench and a bottle opener. And what else do we have? It tells us right on the package. A window punch right here. And a split ring. So these normally sell for what, like 25 or 30 bucks. This one is pretty much like new in the package, and we're going to include it at that price of $160. How about that? Next up, we have one from Spartan Blades, and I can't remember what they call this product line of their imported knives, but it's from Spartan. Coarse black G10, red G10 backspacer. It is a ringtail Karambit, but it does not have a hawkbill blade, and it really only opens with the wave, which is licensed from Emerson, apparently. Blade is a Tanto with a tumbled DLC finish in CTS XHP. It's a stainless steel liner lock. Lockup looks solid, and it is. I believe this runs on phosphor bronze washers. It does. So lockup is dead, solid, secure. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. Blade length is 2 5/8 on the Spartan and Ronin Shoto Karambit. The handle's 5 1/4. So I guess this would be your preferred defensive posture, right? Condition is near mint to like new with no box. This model is currently available, by the way, pocket clip, ambidextrous, tip up, deep carry-ish. Anyway, they're available new for $155 web retail. We ran this one last week at $110, didn't sell. Dropped it to $95 last weekend, still here. This week we're going to reduce it to $90, but we are going to throw in the Benchmade Model 5 rescue tool, which has a very nice sheath system, MOLLE compatible. So if you have it strapped to your gear, it's going to be tight against you, and you just pull the tab to open it. And then you have this. You have a webbing or seatbelt cutter. You have an O2 wrench, and you got a little facility here to put in a nylon dangle strap. Oh, and I think it'll open your bottle of Heineken Zero. I think these sell for about 30 bucks if you can find one. We're going to throw that in, all in, 90 bucks. Now, if you'd like the knife sharpened, 115. That is the Ronin Shoto Karambit with a free Benchmade rescue tool. Next up is our last leftover from last night. It's from Microtech. Did I say last night? I mean last week. This is the model number 184-12 Glykon bayonet blade, bead blasted overlay, full serrated stonewash blade with nickel boron internals. How about that? I think the Glykon is just stunning. So I would imagine they put a clear anodization over that back strap, but then the rest of the handle is going to be black hard anodized. Pocket clip, milled titanium and ambidextrous. Then you got kind of a gear pattern backspacer. I guess you can open it like that. It's kind of hard to pull back like that, but or you can go to the spine mounted button. And I wouldn't say that's a full serrated. I'd say that's 2 combo edges, which could be very useful in actual cutting with a double-edged blade. The blade steel on this one is hard to see, but it's right there in the fillet. It is M390. Blade length is 3 3/4. Handle is 5 3/16. I would say the button effort is medium firm, definitely 100% reliable. Serial number is 838. Let's see where they're. There we go. And the born date is April of 23. Condition near mint to like new in box. Currently available new for a web retail price of $549. We ran this one last week at $375. Didn't sell. Dropped it to $345 on Saturday. Still here. Your price this week, $325. I think that's about a $224 discount from new. Well, that'll do it for the leftovers. Let's get to the fresh stuff. We're going to start it off with kind of an unexpected one. It's from Kansept. The model number is G011A2, designed by Jonathan Stiles, and the name of the knife is the Parr. It's a little fixed blade in stonewashed DLC-coated S35VN with copper-infused carbon fiber scales. Pretty tidy little package. The sheath is Kydex with a pocket clip. Got a little divot for your thumb, and there you go. There's your blade. Little S35VN stylized sheep's foot, I guess I called it, or maybe a modified reverse Tanto. 2 7/8 blade, thin stock, sub 1/8, with a near full flat grind. Gorgeous copper carbon fiber scales and some bronze anodized screws holding it on. You can be back here. You can sneak forward here. Nice jimping. Pretty cool. Did I say the blade's 2 7/8 and the handle's 3 1/2? Those are the dimensions. Conditions will be near mint to like new in box. These are available new for $100 web retail. We will offer this one at $70, like it is. $90 with an ApostleP Edge. All in, shipped priority mail. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Kansept Parr EDC fixed blade. Next, we got one from Spyderco. It is a native 5 salt. Yes, the native 5 salt with the bright yellow FRN scales, mid-lock design, made in Golden, Colorado, USA earth. Got a 4-way pocket clip. And you got a Spidey Spear blade in LC200N. Not a MagnaCut knife. Just so you know, LC200N is way more salty than MagnaCut. more corrosion resistant than MagnaCut. So if that's the reason you're buying this knife, buy it in this steel. Anyhow, 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle, rock solid mid-lock lockup. Nice free blade on the bushing pivot. That doesn't make it super flickable just because of the hole location. But anyway, lockup's rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is as well. We'll say this is near mint to like new in box. The LC200 version of this knife is discontinued and out of stock. The web retail on the new MagnaCut version is $146. Sold listings on eBay, though, for the LC200N Salt 5 range between $80 and $175. So there are people who miss the LC200N, probably the guys who are really using the knife in saltwater. This one we're going to offer $80, like it is. $100 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. The Native 5 Salt in LC200N from Spyderco. Next up, ooh, we got a little beauty here, boys. You know that box? Well, it comes from the Tactile Knife Company. The model inside, according to the label, is the Bel Air. Did I get that right, Texas people? I hope I did. In MagnaCut with a stonewashed blade and titanium scales. Got the little COA, the info card, made October of 24. 63 to 64 Rockwell, they claim on that blade hardness. Gorgeous, finely milled, beautifully radiused titanium scales. Got a little cord lanyard for extraction. We have sort of a double nick or short pull, revealing a stunning, thin, like 80 thousandths thin, clip point blade. It's a half-stop fusion slip joint. I would say the walk and talk aren't stupendous, but better than a Benchmade proper or a Chris Reeve Impinda. Pull weight pretty heavy, actually. I would say 7.5. And the blade is perfectly centered, by the way. I don't know. You could probably adjust the pivot and make that action a little better, but it's got a very strong backspring. Not bad. Condition, oh, by the way, lengths. 2 7/8 blade, 3 7/8 handle. Condition is like new in box. This model is currently available in stock new for $199 web retail. Let's offer this one at $140 like it is, $165 with an ApostleP edge. What a beautiful high-end stocking stuffer that would be. The Bel Air from Tactile. Next up, we have a very expensive knife that's kind of a screaming deal, and I think you'll see why here in a minute. It's from Koenig, and it is an Arius Gen 2, and the all-titanium handle has the Style 57 milling. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look at the card first. It's a CTS XHP Arius, made December 30th of 2017. And here is your Style 57 mill pattern. Pretty cool. And here's the blade. So this featured a hand-rubbed, large hollow ground bevel. The rest of the blade's pretty much stonewashed. And I don't know if there hasn't been a little reconditioning on this blade. I know that some time ago it had a pretty good chip in the tip, and I did fix that and sharpen the knife for this customer, and it's still scary, sticky sharp. The blade length is 3 9/16. The handle's 5 1/8. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock. Locks up almost exactly at 50%. It is rock solid. Ball bearings are great. Flipping action, superb. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. I noticed the card says, well, the card doesn't. What did it say? The box said blue titanium backspacer. So that label does not seem to jive with the knife. Anyway, it's a very nice piece. And if you're looking for an Arius user, you're going to get a deal. We'll call it excellent in box. Now, sold listings on eBay for used Ariuses range between $686 and $2,000, and many of them four figures. This one be the cheapest one, right? $675, guys. Definitely no need to sharpen. That's the Arius Gen 2 Style 57 in XHP with an ApostleP edge. Next up, we have one from Microtech, and it's a beloved Microtech. It's the LUDT. So I guess the sort of Gen 1 LUDT, right? Because they did make a UDT, then the lightweight underwater demolition team knife, which is this one, model number 135-4 OD, which means it has OD green scales. And it's one of the best mechanically of all the LUDTs I have handled. There's your OD green, hard anodized aluminum handle. Right-hand tip-up pocket clip. It is a button lock auto. Fires like a rocket. Blade steel is right there. It's M390, I believe. Is that right? Yes. Blade length is 3 3/8. Let's see, your serial number is 06347, born July of 2017. It is wearing an ApostleP edge that is pretty unmolested. Lockup, rock solid. 3 3/8 inches of blade, 4 5/8 inches of handle. So a lot of times you'll get a little vertical play in an LUDT. This has none. The firing action is like a rocket. The blade centering is perfect. Now, this has been in pocket a little bit. You might be able to see a little evidence of that in the anodization. There's a little tiny nick right there. Let's call this near mint in box with my edge. This model of this iteration of the LUDT is discontinued and sold out. The price of the new generation LUDT is $262 web retail. These might be getting a little sought after, but let's go $195. Definitely no need to sharpen on the OD green LUDT from Microtech. Next up, got one that's like an old pair of blue jeans here, boys. From Spyderco, we have a pair of 3 in Digicam. Let's see. Nothing interesting in there. Here we go. Digital camouflage, G10 scales. 4-way clip, tumble polished. A blade in S30V. So I know the S45VN, which is the current base steel for the pair of 3, is not super popular. So many of you may be jumping at an opportunity to buy one in good old S30V. And here we go. We got a 2 7/8 blade, a 4 1/4 handle, compression lock, phosphor bronze washers. Let's see. Beautiful free swing in action. Rock solid lockup, and if that's not perfect, it's awful doggone close. Okay. Now, it's also got a formerly ApostleP edge. It has been touched up at the apex. So you'll see that, I think. Let's see if I can get it to, there you go. So it's got a bit of a micro bevel on it after I sharpened it, but it's still quite sharp. I'm going to offer you a sharpened price. However, don't think it's dull, because it's not. So the S30V Para 3 is discontinued, not a stock. The S45 version in this same knife has a web retail of $187, but we all like S30V better, don't we? Your price for this one, $130 like it is, $150 if you want my edge, but you don't need it. The Para 3 S30V Satin and Digicam from Spyderco. Next up, it's ZT time, boys. We are going bold with this one. Hard to read that print, kind of light. But this is the ZT0456 BW Sienkiewicz design with an ApostleP edge. The black-washed 456. What a great finish if you're actually going to carry and use a knife. It's going to look like this basically forever. Stonewashed DLC, blade and handle. One of my favorite Sienkiewicz designs from ZT. If you like short, stubby, and robust, this is your Huckleberry. You got a ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. You have a ball bearing flipper. Whoops, it's way better than that. There we go. The blade is in CPM 20 CV. It is 3 1/4 inches long, and it is wearing a beautiful, polished, sticky, sharp ApostleP edge. There's your lock engagement on the steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your ball bearing action. Centering is off a bit to the offside scale on this knife, just so you know. Lockup is rock solid. Blade length 3 1/4, handle length 4 1/2. We'll call it near mint in box with my edge. Discontinued and out of stock. The last available retail pricing for these on an internet website was $240. I believe Knife Ship Free actually did a clearance for less than that, but I do know this. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $208 and $337. This one, with $25 worth of my sharpening already applied, $195. No need to sharpen on the ZT0456BW with an ApostleP edge. Next up, this is just cool. Another ZT, the Gus Cicchini GTC design. It's the ZT0055 SLT, which stands for shoot. Spring-loaded tab. That's what it is, spring-loaded tab. It's kind of a hidden flipper. And I don't actually know the history. So we have a blue anodized titanium frame, but it might have like an aftermarket Scotch-Brite distressed finish, and it frankly looks super cool, especially in that fine milled section where the peaks are kind of burnished and the valleys are not. And then you have an aluminum blue hard anodized floating backspacer, a right-hand tip-up titanium clip. It is, of course, a steel-inserted titanium frame lock. And here's your spring-loaded tab. So it stays out of the way, both when the knife is closed and when the knife is open. See how it lays flat along the bottom of the knife? And then you got your Nightmare Ground modified reverse Tanto, I guess we'd call that, or I don't know. So a little steeper flat grind in this rear section and a more gradual, thinner section up front. Blade steel on this one is S35VN. The blade length is 3 11/16. The handle's 5 1/16. Very nice in the hand. The ball bearing action, I'm not flipping with that index finger because I rammed it right into the edge of a knife yesterday. There's your lock engagement. Centering's beautiful. So I guess we'll call this excellent to near mint just because of the Scotch Brighted finishing, which I kind of like. With my edge, did I mention that? It does have an TheApostleP edge on it. Oh, and it's quite sharp. So discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $292 and $550, which I think is kind of interesting because when these were in production, they were a little hard to sell. Now that they're gone, shoot, everybody wants one. So it's not going to be $292. It's certainly not going to be $550. How about we do $195 on this one? No need to sharpen. The ZT0055 in distressed blue with an TheApostleP edge. Next up, we have a Microtech. It is the model 166-10 Hawk Auto Proof Run number 478. Proof Run number 478. I think that means like a first production run in Microtech speak. We have a side folding button lock automatic handled in black hard anodized aluminum with some Track Tech inserts, even on the clip side. We have a right hand tip up curvy Microtech pocket clip. We have a ball bearing glass breaker. And we have a very interesting looking blade. Oh my. Oh. In CTS 204P, we have a harpoon hawkbill. Perforated. The blade length, 3 15/16. The handle length is 5 1/16. That's kind of scary. Lock up, rock solid. Action, pretty doggone good. Amazing, actually. Centering, I guess you could call that perfect, couldn't you? Condition very near mint in box. They are out of stock. When they were available, they were $398 web retail. I don't think I looked for any. There we go. Serial number's 478, marked proof run. Made, I think it says September of 19. Super cool knife. Super cool knife. And if you're a high-end carpet layer, here's your tool. So out of stock at $398. Let's go $280 on this one. $310 if you like it with an TheApostleP edge. The Microtech 166-10 Hawk Auto Proof Run. Next up, we have one from Cold Steel. Another one like an old pair of blue jeans. It's a Recon 1 Tanto. And I would say this is kind of the second generation of the Triad Lock Recon 1. You still have the coarse G10. You still have ambidextrous tip-up pocket clips. The lefty clip is in the box, never used. And you've got a big blade improvement over the first gen. You have beautifully satin finished S35VN with a PVD black coating, much better than the old Teflon. Blade length is 3 15/16. The handle's 5 7/16. You guys know this handle. It's like one of the best knife handles on a larger knife ever made. The Triad lock locks up rock solid. Not the freest blade I've ever seen on a Cold Steel, but flicks open like crazy. Rides on a cocktail of phosphor bronze and Teflon washers. I'm going to call the centering on this one close. I think it favors the bottom scale as you're looking at it. Let's see if I can get the light. There we go. Condition very near mint in box. I think there are a couple little tiny nicks in the edge of the black clip. Anyhow, they're available new for a web retail of $130. Let's go $85 on this one. $110 if you'd like it to come with my edge. The Recon 1 Tanto from Cold Steel. Next up, you guys know I'm not a lover of knives Chinese, but some things they just do very well, and this little knife is one of them. It's from Civivi. It's the C904DS-2 Plethoros in golden sandalwood handle with gray stainless steel liners and a Damascus blade. What do we have here? Oh my, look at that sandalwood, guys. And if you're not seeing it, there's actually some relief milling. See, there's sort of a raised shelf down the middle of the handle. Super cool. Pocket clip deep carry ambidextrous tip up. It is a ball bearing flipper, and I love the low profile flipper tab. You almost have to reach forward like a front flipper, but on the other end of the blade, right? Or the top of the blade instead of the bottom. Great flipping action. Cool little clipped spear point almost. And that Civivi Damascus. It is, of course, a stainless steel liner lock, as the box label said. Locking up maybe a little more than 50% and dead rock solid. Blade centering would be perfect, I think. Yeah. Whoops. There we go. 3 7/16 blade, 4 7/16 handle. Near mint to like new in box. The Plethoros in sandalwood is discontinued. When it was available, it had a web retail price of $120. Let's go $70 on this one. $90 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. The Plethoros in sandalwood and Damascus from Civivi. Next up, we have a real beauty. From Great Eastern Cutlery's Titty Ute line, the blue label will indicate something very cool. Model number 888225. It's the 88 Bayou Trapper in Blue Bayou Richlight, which is like a paper micarta-like product. Look at that stunning pocket knife. Oh, that blue Richlight is rich. And then you've got like a tapered gimp shield, smooth radius, nickel silver bolsters and end caps, brass liners, closed length 4 inches. The blade set is a muskrat clip in 1095 and a lamb foot. Beautiful walk and talk. Both blades are, it's very hard to see, but they're both perfectly centered. Just a lot of reflection going on from that back spring inside the blade well, but beautiful. Pull weight, I'm going to say it's an 8. Near mint in tube. Out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $142 and $190. We will offer this one at $150 like it is. $180 if you'd like me to sharpen both blades. The 88 Bayou Trapper in Blue Richlight from Great Eastern Cutlery. Next up, we have a save me from myself moment for a Kershaw knife. Made in the USA. It is the Bel Air model 6105CF, which of course designates carbon fiber. Gorgeous marbled carbon fiber. I think that the Bel Air is squarely aimed at the Benchmade bug out. We have the Kershaw Duralock, which is exactly like a Benchmade Axis lock. And we have a ambidextrous tip up pocket clip in kind of a black oxide finish. Knife opens with thumb studs and runs on ball bearings. Ooh, ball bearings. Ooh. Let me wipe that blade off. It's got a very fine Kershaw grinder satin, and it is kind of a fingerprint magnet. Oh, yeah. And it is crafted of some steel called Magna Cut. Yeah. Full flat ground, Wharncliffe, kind of a modified Wharncliffe with a little belly. The blade length is 3 1/16. The handle length is 4 1/16. I haven't weighed it, but it's got to be right around 2 ounces. Look at the thin blade stock. I'm going to say right at 100 thousandths, maybe a little less. With that full flat grind, it should be a heck of a slicer. Lockup is rock solid. Action is perfect. Centering is perfect. Near mint to like new in box. Absolutely suitable for gifting. You can buy a new one of these at, Knife Ship Free, Blade HQ, wherever you want. Cost you $205 plus tax. Or just buy this one. $145 all in, shipped priority mail, $170 with my edge. And next day sharpening is available. The Bel Air in carbon fiber and magna cut from Kershaw. Next up, it's a black box from Benchmade. And the knife inside, I'm not a lover of the bailout pattern, but this is like the coolest one they've ever done. The 537 BK-07 in magna cut. With the burnt copper anodized diamond milled aluminum scales. Black anodized backspacer with lanyard slot. The Parkerized or black oxided shorty deep carry clip ambidextrous tip up. And a tumbled DLC blade. Gorgeous little flat ground Tanto with a beautiful swedge in magna cut. Blade length is 3 3/8. The handle's 4 3/4, largely because of that lanyard loop backspacer. Lockup is rock solid. It does run on phosphor bronze washers, by the way. Oh, yeah. Let's see, is the lockup any good? Rock solid. Is the centering any good? Well, it's about perfect. Condition, near mint to like new in box. How much are these new, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. You just go to Knife Ship Free, Blade HQ, pony up $350 plus tax, and you can own one of these. Or just buy this one. $210 like it is, $240 with an ApostleP edge on the copper and magna cut bailout from Benchmade. Time to turn the page. Next up, it's fixed blade time. Look at this, guys. We have a Tops with its factory packaging. A plastic bag. The knife inside this baggie is the Tops Brachimo with the tungsten-colored epoxy coating. Your certificate, your clip thing, and your whistle are all included. This does have the rotating clip. Don't cut yourself while rotating, by the way, because those edges are kind of sharp. That's probably what that note was about. Anyway, got a leather dangle attached, Kydex sheath, and that little beauty right there. So don't confuse the tungsten notation on the label as a material reference. It's a color of the epoxy coating. Some people might call this a Scandi grind, but it's really not. It's a low saber with a bevel at the edge. Scales are, I guess I'm going to call those OD canvas micarta with red liners. You got your bow drill divot. You got some grooves for texture. You got 5 3/16 inches of 1095 blade that looks like a 5/32 stock. Full tang knife, of course. Condition is near mint to like new in baggy. Web retail for this knife as of the making of this video, $215. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail. In baggy, $140 like it is, $165 with my edge. That's the Brachimo from Tops. Next up, This is super cool. It's the coolest knife in the sale. It's not even close. It's a Microtech. It's an Ultratech ZBP Tanto Edge, model 1123-10 RSK. What does this mean? ZBP. Well, let's take a look. Black hard anodized aluminum handle. The red claw. The new reversible milled titanium pocket clip with ceramic ball for retention. Opens with a spine-mounted switch, dual action out the front, automatic, right? Okay, whatever. Medium button, not medium firm, just medium. Do this all night. What does ZBP mean? Well, let's check, because they all got blade play. ZBP stands for zero blade play. And guys, they ain't kidding. Yep. There is exactly as much blade play on this knife as there is on a Grant and Gavin Hawk deadlock. Bravo, Microtech. A solution in search of a problem, but bravo, Microtech. Anyway, 3.5-inch blade, 5-inch handle. Near mint to like new in box. Web retail, $3.99. You can buy one just like this for $399, or just buy this one. All in, shipped priority mail, $275 like it is, $305 with an Apostle P edge. I typed 405. That would be an expensive sharpening job. By the way, the blade steel M390 MK. Super cool. Next up, great little package for you here. We have one from Mora Knife. This is the Companion Heavy Duty in carbon steel. And from Opinel, we have the number 8 in inox or stainless steel. Let's talk about the Mora first. We have the molded Mora sheath, a great piece of engineering, by the way. And here's the companion. A clip point Scandi ground blade in carbon steel, beautifully finished and not dull from the factory. The blade length is 3 15/16. The handle is 5 inches, and it's dual durometer polymer. So the orange bits hard, the black bits compliant like a craton. Beautiful knife and very inexpensive. The Opinel number 8 has the one-piece wooden handle, the locking collar. It locks it closed and open. See? The blade is in stainless steel, and it is sort of full-height convex with a tiny little micro bevel. I sharpen these convex all the way to the edge. 3 1/4 blade, 4 5/16 handle, very ergonomic. So you can line up the slot, close the blade, and then turn the lock so it's going to be locked in the closed position. So this will be in your inventory as Mora Opinel Combo number 1. The Companion HD sells for $25 plus tax and postage new. The Opinel number 8 sells for $22 plus tax and postage brand new. So that'd be $47 plus tax and postage. You get the whole shoot and match in like new condition. The Mora in the box, the Opie not. $35 plus 20 each to sharpen. Next up, we have the Mora Opinel Combo number 2. You're going to get the same Mora Companion HD. carbon steel blade, 3 15/16 blade, 5-inch handle. And then you're going to get an Opinel number 8 in carbon steel. Mm-hmm. 3 1/4-inch blade, 4 5/16 handle, friction slip joint with locking collar. So you twist that, you can't close the blade. Line up the slot, close it, and you can lock it closed. Both are in near mint to like new condition. The Mora in the box, the OP not. These sell for $25 and $22 respectively, web retail, plus tax and postage. That would be $47 total plus tax and postage, right? We're going to do $35 for the combo plus 20 each to sharpen, and that is all in, shipped priority mail. The Mora Opinel combo number 2. Next up, we're going all Opie. This will be the Opinel combo number 1. You get that, and you get that. So what's this? It's an Opinel number 12. And it's not a knife, it's a saw. Now, I believe that's a carbon steel blade. And it's called the full action cut. I believe it cuts in both directions. I could be wrong about that. It definitely cuts on the pull, but it feels like it might cut a little on the push. I don't know what that means. Anyway, the blade length is 4 13/16, and the handle is 6 5/16. And it's a one-piece wooden handle. Now, this locks on the open only. Right? It does not lock in the closed position, but there's enough friction there to keep it. So the number 12 saw sells for about $35. And then we have the Opinel number 7 in carbon steel. So a little smaller than the 8. The number 7 has a 3 1/16 blade and a 3 15/16 handle. Carbon steel, full convex ground with a little micro bevel. And the number 7 does not have the closed position lock, only the open position. Beautifully centered blade. Both are near mint. This is probably like new. This is near mint. And they sell for about $35 and $22 web retail plus tax and postage. You get both of them for $40 plus 20 each to sharpen. Actually, you're not going to sharpen the saw. Plus 20 if you want that one sharpened. So the number 12 saw and the number 7, both in carbon steel, Opinel combo number 1, $40 plus 20 to sharpen the number 7 if you'd like. Next up, another Opinel combo. This will be Opinel combo number 2, and you're going to get another number 12 in carbon steel, but this is not a saw. Look at that. It is a big, nasty clip point blade in carbon steel. I got a little bit of patina forming at the tip, by the way. 4 13/16 blade, 6 5/16 handle. And this lock does work in both the open and closed positions. Blade centering, who cares about blade centering? And then you get this one. It's a number 8, and I'm not going to try to say that. Desjardins, Couteau, I don't know. So it's kind of like a Laguiole style Opinel. Get the little curved handle. And let's see, this is an inox. spear point blade, a little patina at the tip. 3 1/4 blade, 4 1/4 handle. And it's got the locking collar, works in both open and closed positions. And the blade's beautifully centered on that one. So near mint in box, and near mint to like new no box on the 12. This one sells for $25 to $35 web retail. This is for about $22. We will offer you the pair, all in, shipped priority mail, $35 plus $20 each if you would like one or both of them sharpened. That is the Open L combo number 2. Next up, we got a little piece of history from a company with lots of history, both good and bad, Columbia River Knife and Tool. The knife in the box is the model 2012 Ringed Razzle. Graham design, if I remember correctly. Is that right? It is. So this is the fixed blade Ringed Razzle. Comes in a Kydex sheath with a clip. And the blade is this thing. Remember these guys? Yeah, the Razzle. Razzle. And this has been a bit of a user, it looks like. The blade steel is 9CR18 MOV. The scales are black and tan layered linen micarta, beautifully 3D machined. So, you know, it's your average ringtail. You can let it flop and then pick it back up. You have 2 cutting edges, the main edge with the little belly, and then that front chisel edge, but it's not chisel ground. Blade length on the Ringed Razzle is 3 1/16. The handle's 4 5/8. I'll call it excellent in box. It's been a bit of a user. It's got some scratches, a little bit of edge wear. Long discontinued, out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail price between $110 and $130. This was bought on clearance sale somewhere for, it looks like, $70. Probably used. And that was probably back in the day when you could actually buy a new one. We're going to offer this at $85, 115 sharpened. Why? Because there's one sold listing on eBay. It did $175. How about that? But $85 for this one, $115 if you'd like it with my edge. Next up, we got a little run of Gerber knives coming up. Some classic Gerber stuff. Here's the first one in the old blue and black box, probably from, what, I don't know, like late 90s probably, mid-late 90s. The label says this is an easy out, serrated with pocket clip. Why is it called an easy out? I think because it's so easy to get the blade out with that hole. Nice little glass beaded blade. Probably in 425M. Who knows? Combo edge. Midlock design. 3 1/2-inch blade, 4 1/2-inch handle. There are washers, but I can't tell what they are. They're either Nylotron or phosphor bronze. It's just so tight in there I can't really see. It's got an interesting little detent right there. I guess you'd call it a half stop. But did you see how well the blade goes closed? It's a super cool knife. And the handle scales are called, I don't know. I just called them FRN. Nice little ridge right here, by the way. I think to soften the grip, spreads your finger pressure out over a larger distance. And it's also like a craton material for comfort. Although the rest of the handle's hard. Pretty cool. Lockup, dead rock solid. Very free blade. And the centering is what? Beautiful. I don't even think there's a scratch on the pocket clip. So they still make the Easy Out, but it's got a goofy skeletonized handle. They're $48 web retail. This is like I said, probably a 90s production version. Let's go $35 like it is, $55 with an Apostle P edge on the Easy Out from Gerber, model 06751. Next up, here's a super cool one from Gerber. Although not made in America, it's from the Gerber Legendary Blades collection. Nylon sheath. Looks like a couple, pretty much a belt loop only there. And then we got this knife inside. Made in China. A little lockback, sort of a folding hunter profile. The liners and bolsters and end caps are integral one-piece affairs on each side. So the scale slab has been milled out to accept the wood cover, which appears to be a solid piece of wood on each side, not a laminated product. You got a stainless steel blade, 3 3/4 inches in length. The handle is 4 15/16, and it's a highly polished drop point blade, made in Taiwan, not China. Sorry about that. Lockup, fairly rock solid. A little bit of vertical, a little bit of side play, but you're going to see why in a second. Because if I drop the knife to this location, really, I promise. Oh, out comes the blade. And in the front pouch, we have an additional drop point blade and a saw. Let's see if I can do this here. I know I gotta apply the spring. There we go. And there we go. So you drop it to about halfway, pull it out, put this one back in. How about that? So it's called the Gerber Exchange Blade Knife. Discontinued and out of stock in this configuration for a long time. There's one sold listing on eBay for this exact model. It did $80, shipped priority mail. We're going to do on this one $55. And if you'd like one or more of these blades sharpened, add $20 each. Let's see here. See if I can put this back without damaging anything. I got Velcro fighting with each other here. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Little piece of Gerber history for you. Next up, speaking of Gerber history, oh boys, we have this, the Gerber Paul knife, Series 2, Model 2. We only have the inner box here, but look at the condition of the inner box. I don't know if there's... Oh, wait, we got a little literature. Maybe explains how the knife works, even. That's very cool. So, guys, the Paul design was devised by an engineer who was a tinkerer. So he did something kind of cool here. You pinch the pivot, and the handle rotates out of the way. The blade is stainless steel. It is 2 5/8 inches long. The frame is stainless steel, and then it's scaled in a black polymer with a little molded in texture. I'm not good with these, but some people can flick them like balisongs, flip them like balisongs. The blade length is 2 5/8, and the handle is 3 13/16. It is a first production run 1996, as you can see here. Lockup is dead rock solid. The action is normal, and the centering is beautiful. The condition is near mint to like new in box, discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $158 and $513. This one, we'll just make it the cheapest one you can find. $150 like it is, $170 with my edge. The Gerber Paul knife, made in the United States. Series 2, Model 2. What a beauty. Next up, we have a folder from what? From K-Bar? Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. It's the K-Bar model BK40D2. It is the Becker D2 folder designed by Ethan Becker. Manufactured in China. We have a set of Coke bottle shaped gray scales, and those are glass reinforced nylon. Pocket clip, wire, deep carry, 4-way positionable. Knife opens with thumb studs, and it rides on phosphor bronze washers. Blade length on the BK40 is 3 9/16. The blade is crafted in D2 steel. Nice wedged clip point. Blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 15/16. Stainless steel liner lock, locking up nice and securely. Nice detent, nice blade action. And pretty good centering. In fact, you might call it perfect. Condition on this one, near mint to like new in box. They're discontinued and out of stock. Got to be worth $45. That's your price. $65 if you'd like it with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. The K-Bar Becker D2 folder. Next up, here's a little knife that I've always sort of admired. Never owned because it's made in China, but it's actually pretty squared away. It's the Mass Drop Ferrum Forge Gent pocket knife. Slim, titanium scaled with satin G10 overlays. Ball bearing flipper. I'm going to flip this with my left hand. Nice little drop point blade in S35 VN. 2 15/16 blade, 3 7/8 handle. The titanium frame lock, we'll call it, is non-steel inserted. Locks up nice and early, very secure. No lock stick, no slip. Beautiful blade centering. And superb flipping action. Pocket clip, a very slim line, deep carry clip, ambidextrous tip up. Super cool. There's a little bit of a wear spot in the G10 right here, but other than that, it'd be like new. We'll call it near mint. In box. Discontinued and out of stock with the black scales. There's currently a blue G10 version available for $120 at, I believe it was at Blade HQ. Sold listings for this knife ranging between $70 and $100 on eBay. We'll offer this one at $70, shipped priority mail. $90 with my edge. That's the Mass Drop and Ferrum Forge Gent. Next up, we have one from Camillus. Sorry about the box. Now, this is one of the last knives from old Camillus before they became a Chinese clone brand. And I used to own the larger version of this knife. I cannot remember what it was called. This one's called the Sizzler. The Sizzler with the combo edge, or Sizzle, as I'm going to call it, the Sizzle, with the Robo Power Assisted Opening Mechanism. So this is a polymer scaled assisted opening flipper with an ambidextrous tip down pocket clip. It rides on phosphor bronze washers. Great spring assist. Cool little clip point blade. 2.5 inches in length. The handle only 3 1/8. Super efficient blade to handle. It's got a stainless steel liner lock. You might actually call that a subframe lock, maybe. I don't know. Great little folded over pad with some ridges on it for purchase when you disengage the lock. And a great lock design. The steel liners are hardened and they protrude to the end of the polymer frame, and it locks up like a Hinderer, with both lugs locking against those exposed panels. I better flip this with my left hand. So lockup is super secure. Looks like it's at about 40 or 50%. A very cool little package, and the blade centering is beautiful. A little piece of Camillus history. Made in Taiwan, near mint in box, discontinued, out of stock. One of these sold on eBay with no box. It did $40 shipped. That's your price for this one. Oops. Boy, it's a short handle. You got to keep your thumb fat out of the way of that blade coming open. Pretty cool. And a great little novelty knife. Next up, we have the Rob's Pick from tonight's sale. It is from Hogue. The knife in the box is model number, come on guys, 54130-EXL-RSK. It is a Doug Ritter RSK Mark I G2 automatic. With a tumbled finish and a carbon fiber handle. I dig this knife. It's got the sunburst milled carbon fiber scales. Beautiful blue anodized hardware. I don't know, is that stuff titanium? Might be. Ambidextrous tip-up deep carry clip. Button lock automatic with safety. Very positive is the safety. Blade opens like a rocket. Stonewashed Magna Cut blade. 3 3/8 blade, 4 3/4 handle. Just so beautiful in the hand, thank you, Doug. Lockup, dead rock solid. Centering, perfect. Action, beautiful. Just a great piece of work. Like new in box. Available new for $250 web retail. We shall offer you this one at $180 like it is. $205 sharpened. Next day sharpening is available. The Hogue RSK Mark I G2 automatic in carbon fiber and Magna Cut. What a beauty. Next up. What's that? You say you don't like carbon fiber? We have another one. This is the model 54132-EXL-RSK Doug Ritter RSK Mark I G2. This one, same automatic mechanism, same Magna Cut blade, but scaled in natural or jade G10. There you go. I love the translucency of the jade G10, showing off all the black bits. Ambidextrous tip-up deep carry clip. Button lock automatic with safety. 3 3/8 inch blade in CPM Magna Cut with a 4 3/4 handle. The button lock automatic locks up rock solid. Should we see if the safety works? It does. Will it lock it open? It does. Action is beautiful. Better hold on to it. Centering is beautiful. And the lockup is dead rock solid. So this G10 model is currently available new for $220. This like new in box example can be yours for $160, like it is, $185 with an TheApostleP edge. The RSK Mark I G2 automatic in jade and Magna Cut from Hogue. Next up, we have a piece of significant Benchmade history here. This is the first of the 530 series of knives. It is the 530 Pardue, but it spawned bug outs and bailouts, didn't it? Yes, it did. We have a handle in black grivery, beautifully molded. Got some texture here. We've got some style elements on the ends. We've got a black split arrow, ambidextrous tip-up clip. We got thumb studs, phosphor bronze washers, and an axis lock. Yes, we do. And a gorgeous Mel Pardue designed spear point blade in 154 cm, 3 1/4 inches long, false edge on the top. The handle is 4 3/16. The lockup is rock solid. The action's beautiful. The centering is as well. Just beautiful. I'm going to call this one like new in box. The old style painted black split arrow clip is unmarked. Zero edge wear. Discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay are wildly varying between 108 and 200. I can't remember exactly, but I think the 108 wasn't exactly this pristine. Let's do 110 on this one like it is 130 with an Apostle P edge, the 530 Pardue from Benchmade. And that, my friends, brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. And what a monster it is. Check this box. Yes, it's really this big. It's a K-Bar and Becker knife and tool collaboration. This is the BK21 Kukri. It comes in a polymer reinforced nylon sheath with a strap and a snap, and it kind of comes out the spine of the sheath a little bit. Holy moly. Hank Reinhardt is your designer in collaboration with Becker and K-Bar. I got a blade, and it is a kukri. Some places call it a kukri machete, but guys, that's too thick to be a machete. You got a black epoxy coating. It looks like we had some surface prep issues because it's not exactly doing well just from hanging out in the sheath. The blade length is 13 1/4 inches. The handle length is black Hylon, K-Bar calls it, removable scales. Handle length is 5 1/2. So it's near mint in box. It's probably never been used or carried, but the coating, a little worse for the wear. Who cares, guys? You're buying this as a tool. Steel's $10.95 CV, by the way. Anyway, they're $175 web retail. This one we shall offer you at $120 shipped priority mail, and when you take into account the cost of priority postage for this mammoth box, you're spending basically under $100 for the knife. $155 if you want my edge on it. That is the Becker Knife and Tool BK21 Reinhardt Kukri. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure have. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you soon.